Hello, you have Skycasting 101. Leslie Sky. I didn't bring out my good microphone. I should have, but, well, it was just an impromptu, spur of the moment podcast I want to make for you today. Hope you're all doing well. It's Leslie, aka Sky, here at Modern Simplicity. Well, at the moment, it's called Modern Simplicity, so. Anyway, how is everyone doing? It is like super cold here still in the Midwest. Snowy and kind of dreary outside, and I hate this time of the year because it causes people to feel blah, blue, depressed, whatever, in a blue funk. But anyway, I hope that listening to this podcast, you get something out of it and it makes you smile. I don't know how, but with the subject, but I'm just sitting here and I'm just randomly picking up the microphone. I was wanting to reminisce about one of my favorite homes, which is, when did we live there? I think like in the early 90s, we were living there because my son was just about to start kindergarten. And we had a home out in, we rented a home out in Walled Lake, Michigan. A very, very nice part of Michigan. And we were kind of in between homes, and my husband was working out there at the time. And we did end up living there for not long time, not many, many, many years. Because we're kind of like in between. We ended up moving elsewhere to a different city, mainly because of family and friends being out where we now live. But it will always be one of my favorite out of all the homes that we've ever lived in. And we've lived in nice ones. I don't mean it like we're not living in a nice one now. But my style has always been modern, and, there was something, I guess, at that time in my life also, when the kids were little and I was enjoying being a mom, but I loved the community out in Walled Lake. I loved where we lived. I loved the land. I loved the neighbors. And walking, I was always walking the kids here and there, and they were little, I think at that time I was with my daughter, had a little stroller so she didn't have to walk everywhere. But the house, I fell in love with the house when we were looking at it initially, I can't say the word. I loved it. Cathedral ceilings, dining room, big, huge living room. It was, bedrooms, basement. I loved it. The moment I walked in, I loved this house. My kids to this day know how much I love this house. So does my husband. I talk about it a lot. Not a lot, but here and there I bring it up. Because there was something about, I just felt like this is my home. I want this home. So I was so happy when we were accepted. And when we moved in, I was like on cloud nine. And it was very modern, and it was kind of like a townhouse, if you will, style, but it was very, out of all the homes at that time that we had lived in before, it was like the most modern, the setup, the architect of it and everything. And I say this now, I don't mean to make it sound like we were going from home to home to home, nothing like that, but yeah, we stayed there for a while, and I didn't really want to leave, to be quite honest. I really didn't want to leave because I love the house. I think we'd still be there if it wasn't for, at that time, we were younger and everything, and we had so much going on elsewhere in other cities. It was like a long distance drive to go back and forth, and, which is part of the reason we ended up moving out of there. But I will always have a special place in my heart for that house and for that city. And I have dreams every now and then that we're moving back in our retirement years. just so we could get back into that house, because I think I'd be so happy just I heard that they did like some work to the inside actually. And I'm thinking, how could it be even nicer? Because it was so nice back then. But it was a good time back then because the kids were little and I spent a lot of times with the kids and I loved being a mom. And like I said, I just loved the house. I've always been into interior design, interior decorating, and it's always, in my heart too. And so, yeah, Woods Court, Walled Lake, Michigan, 90s. Yeah, I miss that house so much. Not to say, the house we're in now, I put effort into it. There's still stuff I want to do interior wise, and I have some plans this year, hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, Walled Lake, Michigan that time in my life when we had that home, I loved that home. Like I said, I just love anything having to do with decorating a home, designing, picking out stuff decor wise. It's just always been embedded in me. I love. That's one thing about me. You'll know if you really know me, you know that about me. But yeah, I miss my Walled Lake home. I still call it my home. And I know somebody that bought it after us. And I kind of kept in touch with her, not that often, but she ended up where she sold it to her adult son. So it's still kind of kept in her family, but I assume that, but in my dreams, I have a dream that we go and we buy it and we go back and live there. Or even if he don't want to, I'll go there by myself. Just give me the house, the keys. Oh God, that sounds terrible. But anyway, you get the point. I miss it. So yeah, that's my little reminiscing about one of my favorite times in my life when I lived in probably my favorite home. Not to say that this is a fairly nice house, but that for some reason. So let me know, do you have like a favorite out of all the places you ever lived? Not talking about your childhood, but adulthood. When you moved out of the house from mom and dad, like, do you have a favorite home, or is it just like it doesn't really matter to you? Like, let me know. Put it in the comments. I'd love to hear. And on that note, stay safe, stay warm. Find something to smile about, even if it's something like getting a candy bar at the store to treat yourself, or having some popcorn tonight, or putting a favorite movie on. Just do something nice for yourself. Typo, sorry about that. And I will talk to you all soon. And thank you and God bless you for listening to this podcast. Take care. Bye.